Science notebooks are a big thing in OpenSciEd, but setting up a whole notebook system can be overwhelming. So here's a few tips to help you get started using notebooks in your classroom. First, and most importantly, make sure you understand the purpose of science notebooks. In OpenSciEd, notebooks aren't just about making sure students have all of the handouts and papers easily accessible, though a good notebook system can certainly help with that. Science notebooks are really about giving students a space to make sense of science. Writing, sketching, reflecting, and looking back at earlier ideas are all part of how students build understanding. They're not just capturing what they know, they're actively figuring it out. At the same time, notebooks support organization, so students can easily revisit their earlier thinking and use it as a resource. The goal is that students see their notebooks as living documents they own and rely on, a place that helps them do the work of learning, not just record it. When students use notebooks in this way, they're also powerful tools because they can be used as windows into students' thinking. Looking at students' notebooks can help you understand where students are and help adjust to meet their needs. Second, don't get stuck on the format. Whether notebooks are digital, paper, or something in between, the form matters less than how they're used. What's most important is that they're useful for students and they work for you. It needs to be something you can manage and make use of during instruction. Here are some common formats teachers use, along with their pros and cons. Composition notebooks are super affordable and easy to store in desks or backpacks, but they usually require students to paste in papers, which some teachers find too time-consuming. Spiral notebooks are larger and easier to paste those papers in, but they can be more easily damaged or broken. Binders make it easy to add in and reorganize pages, but it's also easy for them to fall out. And sometimes binders can feel more like a group of teacher handouts than a working document that students really own. Digital notebooks are easy to access, share, and edit, but students might get distracted online, and including sketches or rough ideas can be challenging. Whatever you choose, pick something that works for you and your students, and treat it as a tool for sense-making, not just storage. Once you're clear on the goal and have selected a format, the third tip is to remember that using notebooks is a skill you need to teach your students. This means building in time for maintaining this notebook and including explicit modeling of how to use it. Keeping a notebook yourself that you can pop onto the document camera or use as a sample is really helpful for students. It's also helpful to celebrate student efforts. This reinforces the idea that this is a skill worth developing. Building in this time isn't extra. It's essential for helping students make their thinking visible and in building their confidence in their own scientific work. The final tip is to keep in mind the Goldilocks principle, which means notebooks work best when we provide just enough structure to keep students organized, but not so much that it becomes a teacher's checklist. Too little structure and students may struggle to find past work or connect ideas. Too much, and the notebook stops feeling like their own. The sweet spot is where structure supports student ownership. The goal isn't a perfect notebook system. It's giving students a space to make their thinking visible and to see how it grows. So pick a system that works for you and stick with it. It takes time for students to build the habit of using notebooks consistently, and your sticking with it will help them get there.